Car Cod coming with another lesson through the spirit and power you have about Shem Shai. Before I get started, I'm gonna give all praise all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakat Padash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone who were well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that preaches truth sincerely across the four corners of the earth. This is another lesson through the spirit power. How about Shem Shai, Lord? What is the lesson be edified? And name of this lesson is the Lord will have mercy on Jacob only. And Jacob is who? The Israelites, man. The descendants of Jacob are the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Indian descent. And that's who the Lord is going to have mercy on in the times that we coming in, man. And only because the Lord didn't come back for all nations, like the great drinking Welchers pastors teach, that the Lord came back for everybody and everybody's going to be saved. Well, that's a big fat lie, because nowhere in the scriptures the correct breakdown, it talks about the Lord saving everybody on earth. He's not even saving all Israelites on earth. So how much more for these other nations, man? That's not even of the bloodline. That's not even of the seed of the promise, man. But I'm going to open up with this. This is Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So there it goes. It said that the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will choose Israel. And it ain't say he was going to choose all the other nations. It definitely ain't say he was going to choose Esau. It said he was going to choose Israel and have mercy on Jacob, because the Israelites is the descendants of Jacob. And we're in a low condition right now, man. We're in a low-ass condition, as a nation, man. So we need the mercy at the end of the day. These are the nations, they're at ease, They're not they're not in trouble as other men. First and foremost, Esau, Edom. But all these nations, man, they got privileges in this society. But the so-called Negro, Latino, Native, and Indian descent man is looked down upon in this society, especially the so-called Negro man, has no type of privilege of shit, They even put the woman over the black woman and the rest of these stinking assholes above the Israelite man, above the so-called Negro man, which is madness and which is wicked. But it says strangers shall cleave unto them. Strangers shall be joined unto them. That's not talking about other nations. That's talking about Israelites that scatter amongst the other nations, man. Because the descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is scattered across the whole earth. So you have Israelites that look like the other nations, man. That's going to be delivered. That's going to be saved. According to Revelations, chapter 7, man. You're going to have a multitude of people that look like different other nations that's going to be saved. Because this is not an outward appearance thing. This is not a color thing. But yeah, color is important. Race is important, but this is a bloodline thing, man. Your bloodline has to go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and your spirit gonna bear witness with that if you are an Israelite. But if you're not an Israelite, your ass going to slavery, man. Thus saith the scriptures. It say, next verse, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. So there it goes. It's about the house of the it said how the house of Israel is going to possess people. Meaning it's going to be people, their property, their possession. A A slave, a servant, a handmaid, that's your property. That's your possession. It's like a wife. A wife, that's your property. So that's what your other nation's going to be. You're going to be property to the Israelite man and woman. It say, for the servants. It say for servants and handmaids. That's slaves, man. So that don't sound like that. The Lord's going to have mercy on everybody. It just gave you a separation. You know, it say, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So there you go. So who had us in captivity? Who had us in slavery at the bottom? These other nations, man. Started with you fucking Edomites, and we still in captivity. But guess what? The table's gonna turn where you're going to go into captivity, man. You know? And just to cut you fucking New Testament niggas real quick. This is the book of Second Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And this is the New Testament. This is Paul's writer who wrote to the Gentiles who were Israelites. They were not of the other nations. They were Israelites, man. You know, that's who Paul was talking to. He was talking to those strangers, the different Israelites that was following out the customs of the heathens, that was scattered amongst the heathens. You know, calling themselves the heathens bywords and proverbs. Just like us in America. We was calling ourselves African American and all this folly, man. But we really Israelites according to the scriptures, according to bloodline, man. And we came back to our heritage. You know? So that's who Paul was talking to. And he said it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation against them who trouble you. So that don't sound like everybody's going to receive the promise. Everybody's going to receive mercy and make it. Because somebody has to receive the tribulation. Because we're at trouble. We're at the bottom. You know? We've been at the bottom for a long time. You know? So the Lord's about to switch the roles and lift us back up. But this is yeah, what else? Oh yeah, that's what it was. Another New Testament scripture that was written to the Gentiles, the book of Romans, chapter 9, I'm gonna start at verse 3. It say, "For I wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites." So there you go. It said his brother and his kinsmen are Israelites, according to the flesh, according to bloodline. You know, he said he wished he could go through the sufferings, you know, for us, instead of us going through it. It say, "To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory of the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises." So that don't sound like everybody's going to make it. It said that the Israelites received the adoption. It literally just said it right there. The glory, the covenants, the laws, the service of the Most High, the promises. So the Israelites is going to receive that. It don't say all nations going to make it. So the Lord will only have mercy on the Israelites, man. And that's what it always been. That's what it's always will be, man. You know, started with the elect. You know, well, yeah, but that was just this was a little quick little hit. You know, the Lord, you know, the Lord will only have mercy on Jacob. So with that, I'll close out, give all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bakakodash. To honest to the apostle, honest to the great bill, star over will. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom. And Kwab Yasharala. Shalom, shalom.